Ao's gaze darted away. He stammered, just. New routes, Nambalirwa. Business is good. You should be happy. I am not happy, she replied, her voice now a whisper of raw pain. I am worried. The man who holds my heart is slipping away, and I do not know where he is going. He looked at her, truly looked at her for the first time in weeks, and saw the deep sorrow etched on her face. The sight of her suffering, a direct consequence of his selfish choices, was a bucket of cold water. He was a good man, a family man. And the guilt he had been suppressing rose up and choked him. He opened his mouth to confess, to tell her about Zaina. About the irresistible pull and the intoxicating thrill of a life he had never known. But before the words could spill out, a sudden, blinding flash of light filled the room. The air grew heavy, humming with an unearthly energy. Neither of them saw Mika, but they felt her presence. It was a wave of pure, divine fury. A force so powerful it slammed the words back down Ao's throat. High above, Mika had reached her breaking point. She had watched Zaina, a human with a dangerous kind of ambition, weaving her web around Ao. The mayor's daughter was not just a fleeting fancy. She was a calculated risk-taker. And Mika saw her for what she was. A threat to Ao's innocence and the goodness Mika had fallen in love with. The angel's initial sorrow had curdled into a cold, protective rage. She would not let this mortal woman destroy the men she had sworn to protect. Mika knew she could not directly harm Zaina, for the rules of her realm forbade her from interfering with a human's free will in such a drastic way. But she could create a distraction. A disruption so great that it would tear Zaina from Ao's life and remind him of the path he had strayed from. Suddenly, a massive, unseasonal storm front rolled in over Kampala. A storm unlike any the city had ever seen. The power flickered and died, plunging the city into darkness. The wind howled, a mournful sound that seemed to carry Mika's rage. Rain began to fall in sheets, flooding streets and bringing the bustling city to a standstill. At the mayor's residence, a single rogue bolt of lightning struck a transformer, causing a series of explosions and a power outage that would take days to fix. Zaina, a social media influencer, was suddenly disconnected from her followers and her world. Her carefully constructed digital life plunged into literal darkness. The world had just delivered a message to Ao, a message he couldn't ignore. Zaina's world had literally been shattered by forces beyond his or anyone's control. He was now alone with Nambalirwa, in the silent darkness, with only the sound of the rain and the echo of his wife's question hanging in the air. The path he had been on was now blocked, and he was forced to choose Nambalirwa.